Hello everyone, I am the MoeChicken and welcome back to more Radical Dreamers. In the last episode, we had a really long episode, which was like a spooky ghost story, and it was scary spooky, and today we're going to be into one that's a little bit different. So, this episode, or this one of the missions of the three is probably the most obscure, I would say, of them, because it requires you to play the game again the same way you did the first time, up to certain points. So the way I'm planning to do this, I fall asleep, first of all, and I'm just going to kind of like play through the game normally up until the point where I'm ready to try to get the key from the treasure vault. Once I do that, I will we'll cut back and you'll see the next events that are going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off here, and then when we get to the part where you get the treasure key, we'll come back. So see y'all in a bit. Welcome back, everybody. All right, we have arrived at Lynx's quarters. We checked the treasure room to make sure that the game registered that we needed the key. So now we're going to go into the room and see what we can find. So hopefully, if I did it right, things will be different now. These are apparently Lynx's quarters. No one seems to be here, however. We're right on top of you now, Lynx. Say your prayers, you bastard. Looking around, it's a very dilapidated room. Furniture is thrown about in all directions, and almost nothing matches. Taking a look at the room as a whole, there's no sense of harmony whatsoever. It's very suggestive of a chaotic mind. Yeah, all right, is that key to the key to that vault's got to be in here somewhere, Kid says as she starts to search. Frozen flame, here we come. I sift through a number of odd items adorning the room. There's a cluttered desk, a painting that's hanging unevenly on the far wall, and a picture on a side table, among other things. In one corner of the room stands a tall, curious object of some sort. A scarlet cloth has been placed over it, covering it up. As I slowly reach my hand out to uncover it, Maggle suddenly says, "Please avoid reckless interference." Taking his advice, I return my hand to my side. However, the cloth suddenly starts to fall off on its own. Ah, no! I didn't touch it, I swear! What, is just leap off all by itself? Kid asked, rolling her eyes. A large mirror has been uncovered. Fancily decorated, it looks to be a high-priced arabesque antique. I got a bad feeling about this. Then, all of a sudden... Oh, hello! Still a very spooky idea. The reflection of the Venus statue opens its eyes, staring at us through the mirror. Is there something you seek? The statue's reflection asks, in a soft, womanly voice. The voice seems to be coming from the statue in front of me, but only the mirror's reflection seems to be moving. That's the part that's so creepy. Like, the thing in the real world doesn't move, but the voice comes from that. But all you're seeing is that the reflection is moving. It's a very eerie sort of concept. It can talk. It is a mirror of whispers, so specifically it can whisper, Maggle says, examining it closely. But what is it, though? It is a looking glass that harbors a living spirit. I feel like I've told you this already. The spirit is free to roam to nearby rooms, able to see into our everyday lives. They are known to be quite wise. Is there anything you wish to ask? Wow. A million questions come to mind. Where is the key to the treasure vault? If you know where the key to the treasure vault is, could you please tell us? The mirror's surface begins to ripple. The whirling smoke soon takes shape into the picture of a large room decorated with rows and rows of books. In a beautiful, womanly voice, the mirror responds, "The key you seek, as you see before you, rests within this room. Towards the rear of this great sanctuary of knowledge, within a large purple book, you will find the item you so desire." The image slowly fades and returns to a normal reflection. No, it didn't. It's still looking the same. The face is still looking at us creepily. The spirit has apparently moved onto another mirror, Maggle says. Okay, let's head for the study. Wait, there's a thing. As I head for the door, I suddenly get the feeling I'm being watched. I come to a stop and look around. Then, suddenly, a faint whisper reaches my ears. Be careful, they may know. Whose voice was that? Wasn't any of ours. The mirror. It wouldn't double-cross us, would it? Kid heads for the door, bolting down the corridor. I frantically chase after her, easily as eager as she is. Wait, but the thing didn't happen. Hang on, wait. Did I do it wrong? Okay, I gotta check my little thing here. Hit the links quarters right away and follow kid into the wall. I just did that. Maybe I go back. Alright, we're gonna go back. Now, shuttle runs. Back to where we were. Head back. Oh, I'm... Okay, now I get it. I actually need to get the key. Nope. Just back and forth. I need to go get the key, and then I go back. Got it. I read the instructions wrong. Nope. Keep on walking. This one's a little, like I was saying, this one's a little strange because it just sort of it's like something else you do that takes place during the regular game, and then it changes the ending. So that's how this one actually is a new ending to the game, which is cool. I mean, it's neat that they're complex, but let's see. Proceed ahead down the passageway. Yep. Whenever I read stained wooden door, I always assume it means stained in the sense that like someone spilled wine on it or something, not like stained as in like stained wood. That's kind of a strange term, isn't it? Staining a wooden object. It's I guess they had to have some sort of name for it, but it always seemed odd to me. All right. So, in order to be polite, we learned our lesson. We don't have kid read every single book. It's the purple one in the back. Purple on the back. Burp, 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 burp. I'm also curious what Square Enix will do with this part in the retranslation. Because all of the books in this fan translation are like references to famous novels, mostly science fiction novels. But in the retranslation, it might be different. Yep. Alright, so now we go back down to Lynx's place. Yeah. These are the kinds of noises I make when I'm just kind of doing things. This is the fun that Ed gets treated to all the time when I'm just talking off video. Just yammering on about whatever, making noises, clucking away. You know how it is. Side note, I actually did not think that, like when I decided I was going to do an episode for each of the extra endings, I did not really think that these would be quite as long of episodes as they were. But these extra endings are pretty extensive. Which is cool. I mean, it's neat. It's especially strange, though, to think that if I understand how the Satellaview worked, you would only have access to the game for like an hour or so. Like once a month or something. So you really did have to be pretty well prepared when you did this to see all of this extra content. It's interesting. Yep. Ta-da! Oh, okay. I walk up to it and remove the... I was waiting for something different to happen, but it just did. I walk up to it and remove the soft crimson cloth. However, the statue doesn't seem to respond. All I see is a normal reflection of the room. Wait. There's something different about the reflection. Why, look, there's a hole in one of the walls, Kid stammers. However, looking back at the actual room, all I can see is just another solid wall. We walk over the wall. Knocking and pushing against this provides us with no answers. It's solid. I don't get it. Kid kicks the wall, then throws a painting at it, then a chair. Nothing. Come on, Kid. I don't think any of that's going to do anything. Maybe there's another way. Well, what do you recommend, Mr. Know-It-All? How about we tickle it open, she yells sarcastically, looking for a feather pen, or taking a feather pen from the desk and tickling the wall with it. Coochie, 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 coo. Remarkably, the wall begins to tremble and wobble. Kid jumps back at once, easily twice as stunned as I am. The wall continues to shake as a low laughing voice starts to come out from all around us. The wall, it's laughing. Kid cautiously approaches the wall, again tickling it all over with the quill. The wall begins to contort all over, now more violently than ever as its laughter becomes more and more hysterical. Suddenly, as if bursting open, the wall starts to crumble into dust, opening up a secret passageway as the sand-like substance falls to the floor. A hole just big enough for a person... Oh, a hole just big enough for a person stands where the wall once was. I definitely did not read that right. Oh, a hidden door, Kid remarks, looking around at the passage. She fearlessly walks through a moment later. Yeah, sure. It's certainly a big find. I wonder what's in here. I don't know. What's in here? What? There's nothing here! Just as Kid says, it's pretty empty in here. Simple stucco walls run up this tiny square room. No furnishings, no furniture, not even a single window. Could be a holding cell of some kind, or maybe a storeroom? But if that's the case, then where's the storage? The only thing worth mentioning is a large stone slab in the center of the room. What do you suppose this big thing is? A bed or something? Go over by Kid. What is it, Kid? I ask, seeing her starting to inspect the slab closer and closer. As I walk over to where she is, I see there's a small crystal embedded in the center of the slab. We climb up on the slab in order to get a better look at it. And look, there's something written on it. She's right. Faint words seem to be etched into the surface of the slab. They're in a language I don't think I've ever seen before, though. Investigate Kid a little more. Let me keep looking at it. What do you think it says? Kid asks. Maybe Maggle knows. Hey, Maggle, come here.
I've never seen this language before, Kid. However, I do know that the glow that this crystal is emitting is unnatural. It's most likely enchanted.
Enchanted, huh? Well, then it's got to be valuable, she says, reaching out for the glimmering gem. The shimmering gem, in fact. As soon as she touches it, the crystal begins to shine brighter and brighter. Shortly after, everything before my eyes turns bright white. Ta-da! Oh! Where are we now? When I come to, I'm outside, and it's also the only daytime scene in the entire game. Oh, wait, no, there's the ending, I guess. Okay. I look around, and I seem to be in some sort of arena, but the weirdest thing of all is that it's daytime out. What's going on? What makes you think, oh no? We're probably teleported here. But where's here? Well, just as it looks, mate. We're in a coliseum in the middle of the day, I guess. I don't think we're in the real world anymore, though. Huh? We're not in reality? Chill. I learned about this kind of thing from Maggle. There are voids that can only exist because magic users create them. They're called illusion worlds. A powerful mage probably created all this. Just then, a shrill laughter echoes throughout the arena. Hee hee hee. Who's there? I shout out bravely, making sure I can be heard throughout the entire arena. However, there's no reply. Kid and I look all around, but there's nothing to be found. But then, all of a sudden, a figure appears in the far entranceway. Its voice resonates throughout the arena once again. Welcome to my Coliseum. Who are you? I try to shout out, but I find myself unable to move a muscle. Kid seems to be immobilized just the same as I am. Please calm yourselves and hear to what I say. Hear to what I say? Okay. Allow myself to introduce myself. So I'll give him a different voice. I am known as Ganji, Master Illusionist. And yes, as the astute young miss said, this is an illusory world. The arena you see all around you exists only as long as I care for it to. Saying that, Ganji floats up above us. Or Gange? I don't really know. To about head height. This Coliseum is a place of battle. Only victors shall gain passage back into the real world. On this day, we have two very adept competitors. You two shall come together in the ancient ritual of battle on this very ground, he announces, pointing towards us. Are there any questions? Why do we have to fight? Because you get to Coliseum, of course. If you wish to return, you'll have to fight for it. You see, I am conducting an ongoing search for individuals who possess pure strength. Who knows, perhaps one of you may end up being one of my prized gladiators. What the... Wezim, shall we begin? Your audience is awaiting bloodshed. Just as Master Illusionist Genji says, a booming roar... I can't speak. A booming roar arises from the seats in the audience, where I could have sworn not a single person sat just a minute ago. Ah yes, I almost forgot. It would be difficult for the two of you to combat each other in that form, wouldn't it? Allow me to transform you. Today's show will be... What shall it be? Oh yes, how about a gigantic warrior combat? Behold, Surge the Gladiator versus Gigaweapon Kid. With a wave of his hands, Master Illusionist I feel like I'm saying Gange. I've changed it each time. I'm going to say Ganji. Disappears into thin air. What the bloody hell is going on? Suddenly, Kid's body becomes a glistening ball of white light. Grah! Kid starts to make all sorts of loud, contorted shrieks as her radiating white body rapidly grows larger and larger. Oh no! Oh! Hi, Kid! Nice teeth? I love the heart at the middle of her chest. What is this? As the light dissipates, standing there before me is a humongous, muscle-clad, one-eyed beast. I look down and realize that I, too, have been transformed. I now have a sword in my right hand, a shield in my left. Not only that, but I'm decked from head to toe in leather and chains. Power swells up inside my body as I flex my newly gained muscles. The crowd erupts into a frenzy. Ganji's voice blares over the crowd. The contestants have been rendered. Commence fighting. Kid, the Gigaweapon Cyclops, scowls at me with its huge round eye. Talk. Kid! Are you in there? Hey, Kid! I tried talking to Kid, who is now supposedly something called a Gigaweapon. Can you hear me? Say something if you can hear me. It stands perfectly still for a short while, looking at me. Then, suddenly, it lets out a huge roar. That's not really what I had in mind. The next instance, I suddenly see the Cyclops' fist coming down on me for an overhead attack. It's off the screen. It is off the screen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I break it? May have broke it. Oh, nope, there we go. It's back. The background's still a little fishy, though. I swing my huge sword up, but it goes clearly over my head, as though it were made of paper. What the? Usually I can't freely handle a sword like this with both hands, let alone one, and yet I find myself somehow able to handle this huge weapon with the greatest ease. There's no time to fool around with any of that now. Cyclops is coming straight for me. With a swift leap, I dash to the side, parrying a swing. I must have chosen fight by accident. Well, okay, I say by accident. You're actually supposed to fight her. That's what you're supposed to do right now, so I'm just actually supposed to fight her. Parrying a swing, I thrust my sword into the foot of the Cyclops. The Cyclops lets out a cry of pain. However, I can't hear a single bit of resemblance to Kid's voice. My dad knows I'm served either. Now we fight. Cyclops raises its fist above my head, bringing it down with a staggering force. The flags appear to be saying "in" over and over again. I succeed in parrying the fist with my shield, but still a dull impact runs through my left side. My feet have been driven to the ground because of the blow, but both my sword, my shield, and my body remain undamaged. I just blocked a hit as strong as an elephant's. I have this kind of strength? A wave of power runs through me as I realize this. I swing my sword out, slashing at the arm that attacked me. Aha! Now we fight! I bend down, and amassing my strength, I hurl myself into the air. My body seems to hang in midair, just like Maggle. No, even more powerful than that. Wow! That's great! I yell as I glide through the air. Power wells up from the pit of my being as I descend into the ground. Descend to the ground. Landing precisely at the right point for a swoop attack, I bring down my sword with all my might to the Cyclops' shoulder. The Cyclops falls to its knees, writhing. No, it just says writing. Writing in pain. It's writing on the ground. How much it hurts. So much. I continue to fight you. I run towards the Cyclops and, taking a deep breath, come crashing into it with all my might. It's hurled backwards, slamming into the Coliseum wall. Dazed, I'm beating the Cyclops by an overwhelming amount. Ha ha ha! It does nothing but lay there, full of wounds. Tries to get up, putting its hand out in front of it, but it's obviously suffering a great deal. Ha 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 ha! I'm gonna win! I shout, dancing around madly. Now we fight! I toss my shield away, grasping this huge sword with both hands. I still can't believe how easily I can throw this blade around. It must weigh more than 100 pounds, but somehow it feels as light as a feather. Before me stands the battered Cyclops, cringing in pain, full of wounds I've inflicted. If I keep this up, I'm bound to win. A wave of power rushes into me as I raise my tightly gripped weapon high overhead. With a precisely timed leap, I bring the sword down onto the Cyclops' head as I approach my destination. Crack! I aimed it right, and my sword was somehow deflected, leaving nothing but a terrible vibration running through my body. I wasn't repelled by the Cyclops. There's no way it can block like that. What happened? There, high above me, I find my answer. Maggle! Floating in midair is the ever-watchful Maggle, readied with his blade drawn. He has a blade? Maggle, why'd you do that?
Have you forgotten who you are? Or what that is? Well, she's a different form. That is still your accomplice, kid.
Oh, right. I forgot. I got excited and I forgot. Thanks. Thanks, buddy.
Don't mention it.
Maggle glares at the Cyclops in all its writhing ugliness. As the two confront each other, suddenly a glaze comes over the Cyclops' single eye. Crash! The Cyclops falls to the ground, somehow losing consciousness. All of a sudden, the voice of the Master Illusionist Ganji comes out of nowhere, echoing from all around. Oh, what is what? Oh, sir has come to play? What should I do? With that, Master Illusionist Ganji appears out of thin air before us. Well, in my audience, let us thank these two as a great hurrah for the marvelous display they have given us. A tremendous cheer arises from the empty seats. As the applause grows louder and louder, the Cyclops' body glows brighter and brighter until it's solid white. When the light subsides, there lies Kid, resting calmly on the ground. The wounds I had inflicted on her seem to have vanished. I, too, find I'm back in my original self. It seems as though some of my wounds have been healed as well. Well, what a show that was! Sarge the Gladiator versus Gigaweapon Kid! It's quite the marvelous melee. However, I'm afraid to say that you, Sarge, may not be the warrior I'm searching for. It seems you sometimes indulge in power a bit too easily. With that, he glances at Maggle, and then back to me. At any rate, you are proving to be most interesting specimens. Well then, it's back to the real world with you. I shall send you all three of you back where you came, free of charge. Before I can even respond, everything before my eyes instantly turns a bright white. When I come to, we're all back inside the hidden room in Viper Manor. What the heck was all that? Kid, still only semi-conscious, seems to be finally snapping out of it. Oh, hey, Kid, are you all right? I asked, kneeling down to her. What's all that about? Was I dreaming? She asks, restlessly looking all around the room. Hey! Oh, hey! What, Kid? The crystal's gone! I whip around and see that she's right. The crystal has disappeared from the center of the slab. Do you blokes have it? No?
I do not.
Kid slowly gets up, dusting herself off as she stretches some sore muscles. Well, no sense hanging around here all day. Come on, this place is boring me to tears. As I follow her out, I wonder if she remembers anything about what happened, or would believe any of it, for that matter. Especially the part where everything got all glitchy. Not even sure what to believe anymore myself. And we're back here again. We return to Lynx's quarters through the secret passageway. As soon as we're all through, the pile of dust suddenly scatters up, completely concealing the hole as though it never dissolved in the first place. Wow, looks so real. Go on, Sarge. We gotta get going. Alright, so now I will play the rest of the game up to the final battle with Lynx. So I guess I'll see you then. Hey everybody, welcome back. So we went through the rest of the game, and now we are at the final confrontation before Lynx, which I believe should be different. So assuming I did everything correctly, it should be different. Ooh-ah! Kid lets out a deafening battle cry as she breaks into a sprint for the center of the room. As we step in, we see what she's running towards. There, a ways ahead of us, stands a tall man with a very peculiar hairstyle. I got you right where I want you, Lynx, and now I'm gonna eat you. And floating in there, just a few feet in front of Lynx, a faint... His name is lowercase in that picture, so not actually in front of Lord Lynx, but rather Lord Lynx's pet, a lynx. A faint scarlet light pulsates. The frozen flame! Indeed it is, young man, Lynx says. The radiance of the frozen flame seems to increase even more as we speak. So, you finally arrived. I'd almost grown tired of waiting. Ha! You're gonna get it, Lynx! Bringing the frozen flame here, like we're gonna kill two birds with one stone. Oh, I would beg to differ, miss. However, Kid takes a step forward, shouting up at Lord Lynx. Sorry you went to all the trouble of waiting here for us, but we'll be on our way now, taking the flame with us. Oh yeah, after we tear you limb for limb, that is, she says with a coy smile. Large words, young lady, but Can you back them up? Lord Lynx says, matching her smile. Mecha Lynx, go! He shouts suddenly. Kid and I glance at each other, confused. All of a sudden, the floor between us opens up, and a huge mechanical beast with Lynx's likeness slowly rises up through it. What the? The huge mechanical beast breaks through the ceiling! The floor continues to rise, however, and the monstrosity continues to tower above us more and more! Rubble falls down from the cracked ceiling. Moonlight begins to shine down through the huge hole that's been made. I never knew he had anything like this. Think. Can you see any weak spots? Suddenly, a voice can be heard from behind us. Excuse me, may I say something? We whip around only to see the crystal from before, floating in midair. It's Genji! Yes, pleased to make your reacquaintance. I couldn't help but notice what is happening, and thought I might be of some assistance. I am indebted to you to your freeing me from that room, and I do have a somewhat grudge against the man who kept me captive in there for so long. Assistance? What the bloody hell can a talking crystal do for us now? Through this crystal, you can summon the Gigaweapon Paradise X as your gladiator servant. Paradise X? In addition, it will be summoned to the real world, able to fight on your behalf right in the here and now. Huh? No sooner than it finishes speaking does the crystal begin to shimmer brighter and brighter, and once again, everything around me turns a bright white briefly, and now it's gone again. When the light subsides, an enormous, ferocious beast, not pictured here, has appeared in front of us, facing Mecha Lynx, not pictured here. What is that thing? Kid asks, astonished. Who cares? It's gonna fight for us! I guess. The two hulking gladiators face each other, ready to tear each other apart, not pictured here. Maybe? Maybe they'll picture it? There they are! Gigaweapon Paradise X versus Steel Lord Mecha Lynx! Look how ready Mecha Lynx is! He's like, ha! Lord Lynx hops into the Mecha Lynx combat robot, frozen flame in hand.
Test. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Gah! You stand no chance against my Mecha Lynx, fools!
We'll send that toy of yours to the scrap heap in no time, you bastard! Beat the stuffing out of him, Paradise X!
Let's go, Mecha Lynx!
The giant bodies crash into one another and start to grapple. Not pictured here. Punch! Paradise X throws out a heavy punch just as I command. It slams into Mecha Lynx's shoulder. Explosions fly out from within the damaged robot. However, Paradise X's hand seems to have been bruised from hitting the metallic plating so hard. Kick! It's all in the mind! Paradise X brings his leg up high for a high kick. Clang! Paradise X's leg bounces off the seemingly impenetrable plating. Its deafening cry of pain resounds throughout the huge room. We're outside now, opposite the undaunted Mecha Lynx.
How does it feel to go up against the metallic might of Mecha Lynx?
Damn, the thing is tough. Hang in there, Paradise X. Dodge. Mecha Lynx launches a rocket punch. Look out! Get out of the way! Paradise X dodges at the last possible moment. However, the rocket punch does a U-turn in midair, heading back directly for our Cyclops. Watch out! It's coming back! However, this time, we don't have time to react. The rocket punch explodes into Paradise X's stomach. Somehow?
Not a boy, Mecha Lynx!
We hear over the loudspeaker. Punch it again. Paradise X sends out a jab with its left fist. Mecha Lynx raises its arm, blocking just in time. Paradise X backs away, cradling its throbbing hand. We can't take much more abuse, punching the hard plating like that. Kick? Paradise X instantly throws its left leg around for a sweep kick. Good thinking, Paradise X! Clang! However, Mecha Lynx remains upright. Paradise X hops away, its legs swollen and bruised. Oh, this thing's one tough old bugger, ain't it? Dodge is all we have left. We have one choice. Suddenly, Mecha Lynx's chest opens up and a missile emerges from within. Watch out, Paradise X! The missile is launched. However, it's aimed directly for us. What the? Bollocks! Run! This is the end for sure. Slam! Slam! What's going on? Paradise X has stood in the missile's path, taking the devastating blow for us. However, this leaves our Gigaweapon reeling in pain. Paradise X's screams are unbearable to hear. Tutu here. Tutu here. Thanks, you bastard! Your light beam, Paradise X! You have that, I guess. I order the injured Gigaweapon to use its secret weapon. Paradise X, light beam, go! Oh no! Hey, it doesn't look like it can even shoot its beam! Looking down at our feeble attempt at attack, Mechalinx approaches for a cheap shot. Oh, we're done for. But then, Maggle moves forward.
We have no choice, Paradise X. Meta Transfusion Inferno Blast! Go!
And with that, Paradise X lets loose a giant fireball from its mouth. It strikes Mechalinx full force, incinerating the metallic giant with a gigantic explosion. Oh, so Maggle knew what to do the whole time, but just wasn't telling us?
Yes, of course.
Mechalinx collapses to the ground, exploding in chain reaction. Mechalinx is no more! We did it! You did it, Maggle!
Yep.
Thank you, Paradise X. Sure, thanks for the blood and sweat, big guy.
Indeed, it was a valorous effort.
Great job, mate. You can go back to your home now, Kid says, holding out the crystal. Paradise X begins to get brighter and brighter as the crystal shimmers. A white light engulfs the area, and when I can see again, the gigantic Cyclops is gone. Oh, well now, back to business. Frozen Flame's gotta be around here somewhere, right? Kid says, starting to walk over towards Mechalinx's battered cockpit. Do you think it's alright? Do you think it's alright? It can't melt or anything, can it? I asked Maggle.
It'll be fine. The Frozen Flame is far more than a normal jewel.
I found it! Hey, I found it! We hurry over, finding Kid inside the wreckage of the cockpit. There we see the scorched body of Lord Lynx burnt pitch black by Paradise X's final attack, with the Frozen Flame tucked away in his pocket, not pictured here. I found it! I found it! She yells, jumping up and down with glee. She comes over and shows it to us, a bright jewel that's about fist size, emanating a curious scarlet light. At last, we have the Frozen Flame. Staring into its glimmering core, it seems to have a curious beauty that makes me think it's almost too beautiful for this world, much like Maggle. May I see it? Please see it for a moment as well, the crystal asks. Maggle brings the crystal up to the Frozen Flame. Oh my, this certainly is a magnificent specimen. I'm so glad I decided to follow you after all. The crystal's soft voice quivers more and more, the closer it comes to the Frozen Flame. But then suddenly, Ganji's crystal spontaneously shatters into 1,000 tiny shards. After a few moments, only glittering dust remains in the palm of Maggle's hand. What the? Oh, Maggle, what you there for? But then Ganji's voice rings out, not from the crystal, but from somewhere else. Do not blame Maggle, my dear. He had nothing to do with it. Whenever I transfer myself to a new host, the former is forced to expunge itself as I withdraw my life force from it. Oh, it's coming from the Frozen Flame. What the bloody hell? What's going on? For a master illusionist such as myself, my abilities change according to this stone I inhabit. So that I can gain even greater power, I search for greater and greater stones whenever I can. Seeing a band of adventurers like yourselves, I knew it was worth my while to tag along and see what luck you would bring me. And lo, and behold, this is certainly the score of the century. This stone is magnificent. I can feel its power coursing through me. Would you like to come inside and see exactly what greatness you now possess? Yeah. Maybe later, Ganji? I think we're still aching from that last one. Very well, but at the time you are welcome to witness the new, enhanced powers of the Gigaweapon. Kid looks into the Frozen Flame. The flame won't die out or anything because of you being in there, will it? Absolutely not. Well then, don't you ever leave this thing. I won't stand for you breaking this one too. Alright. Is that it? Is that the end of the episode? So, what do we do now, Kid? What do you mean, what do we do? There are tons of incredible jewels in the world, still waiting to be found. All eagerly looking forward to meeting us. It'd be mighty rude to ignore their invitations. Our days of treasure hunting are hardly over, mate. Oh, that's kind of a nice ending. Yep, that was it. Okay, sure. That's how it ends. And so, the curtain closes on another tale. However, another time, after the spotlight had faded from Kid, Ganji, and Paradise X. Never surged, never faded from surge. Another place, and another time. A similar band of adventurers had come forth, equally unsuspecting of their other selves. And life went on as they strode out into the great unknown. But that's a story for another day. For now, I shall put down my pen. And then my friend will show up, and she'll ask me to go to a fox forest, as she always does. That's like our only date. We just go to the fox forest every time. Sure, there's an old mansion. I get it. It's cool. But why always the fox forest? Can we just go to, like, McDonald's? Something. Anything. Something else. Some other fox forest. I'm sick of the fox forest. Yeah. Northern Kitsune Forest. Yep. Actually, I wonder if that means he lives in Chorus and they're talking about, like, the northern ruins. That'd be interesting. Is there anything special about this one? I think the only one where the ending has something else is the one with the Martians. I think that's the only one where it's different. Right? No different, I think. Birds? Yeah, it's birds. Okay. Well, that was the ending. Like I said before, this is probably the weirdest of them just because... Or the most obscure in terms of, like, trying to find it, because you have to get the key to the treasure vault and then not go to the treasure vault. You have to go back to Lynx's room. And if you don't do that, you just don't get this ending. So, hope y'all enjoyed it. We only have one more official ending to get through. So I hope you will come back and join me for the last of the bonus endings to Radical Dreamers. I am the MoeChicken, this is Radical Dreamers, and thanks for stopping by.